The world of science is filled with countless discoveries and inventions throughout human history. These discoveries have shaped every aspect of our lives and fundamentally changed the way we understand the world. However, sometimes scientific facts are misunderstood or distorted by popular culture, turning these facts into myths. Today, we will explore some common scientific myths that many of us have heard and reveal the truths behind them. One of the most widespread myths is that humans only use 10% of their brains. This belief has been perpetuated for years in books, movies, and even motivational seminars. Many people think that we haven't tapped into the full potential of our brains, and that if we could access more than this 10%, we would unlock extraordinary abilities. However, research in neuroscience has shown that this belief is entirely false. The brain is an incredibly complex organ, and nearly all parts of it are active almost all the time. Advanced imaging techniques like MRI and PET scans have demonstrated that different regions of the brain are engaged at different times, meaning we use almost all of our brain, not just 10%. This misconception likely stems from a misunderstanding of scientific findings, or has been exaggerated for motivational purposes. Another common scientific misconception is that sugar causes hyperactivity in children. Many parents claim that they have observed their children becoming overly active after consuming sugary foods. However, scientific studies have debunked this claim. A 1995 meta-analysis of 16 studies revealed that sugar consumption does not increase hyperactivity in children. The perceived link between sugar and hyperactivity is often due to parents' expectations and the coinciding of sugary treats with exciting activities, like parties. In reality, the idea that sugar causes hyperactivity is a myth not supported by science. Another widely held belief is that antibiotics can cure all types of infections. Many people think that taking antibiotics will always help them when they feel ill. However, antibiotics are only effective against bacterial infections and have no effect on viral infections. For instance, common illnesses like the cold and flu are caused by viruses, making antibiotics entirely unnecessary in these cases. Moreover, the misuse of antibiotics can lead to antibiotic resistance, which is one of the biggest challenges facing modern medicine today. Therefore, it's essential to use antibiotics cautiously and only under the guidance of a doctor. Another misconception is the belief that lightning never strikes the same place twice. This belief can create a false sense of security in dangerous situations. In fact, lightning can strike the same place multiple times. Tall structures or trees that attract lightning are particularly vulnerable to being struck more than once during a storm. This is especially true for tall buildings and radio towers. Therefore, it's important to take the risk of lightning strikes seriously and seek shelter in a safe location during a storm. A common misconception is that goldfish have only a few seconds of memory. This belief is often supported by the perception that fish are uninterested in their environment, or repeatedly perform the same actions in an aquarium. However, scientists have found that goldfish actually have quite good memories. A 2003 study showed that goldfish could retain memories for at least 3 months. Additionally, they were observed to remember feeding times and gather in specific areas of their tanks at feeding times. In other words, goldfish have much stronger memories than we often give them credit for. Another myth is the belief that shaving makes hair grow back thicker and faster. Many people claim that after shaving, their hair seems to grow back more quickly and more densely. However, this is also not scientifically accurate. When you shave, you are only cutting the hair at the surface level, which does not affect the speed or thickness of hair growth. Hair growth rate is determined by genetic and hormonal factors. The reason hair appears thicker after shaving is that it is cut at an angle, making the regrowing hair appear thicker at first, which is just a visual effect, not an actual change in hair growth. Another interesting misconception is that sound can be heard in space. The vacuum of space does not allow sound waves to travel, as sound needs a medium to propagate. Therefore, it is impossible to hear an explosion or scream in space. However, the scenes we often see in science fiction films do not reflect the true silent nature of space. In space, communication between astronauts and spacecraft is conducted through radio waves, which is a form of electromagnetic wave, not sound. Finally, the idea that lightning rods attract lightning is also a misunderstood concept. The primary function of lightning rods is not to attract lightning, but to safely channel it to the ground. Lightning rods are used to protect tall buildings or sensitive equipment by directing lightning through a safe pathway to the earth. In other words, lightning rods don't attract lightning, but rather ensure that any lightning that does strike is safely directed away from structures. In this video, we have tackled some common scientific myths and examined the truths behind them. Science is an ever-evolving field, constantly renewing and improving itself in the quest for truth. Therefore, it's crucial to question the information we hear and seek out data that is supported by scientific evidence. Understanding scientific truths and debunking these myths makes us more informed individuals and helps us make better decisions in the future.